8 very surprising facts about the blundered state of the US economy. Hey, this is Randy. Welcome to the business class. I wanted to share with you some very surprising facts about the blundered state of the US economy and give you my opinion on exactly what's transpired and future implications. I've amassed a list of 8 things you probably didn't know about the botched state of the US economy. Leave a comment on what you think the biggest US deficit is today, and be sure to see my other videos. This is going to be very interesting, because here in this video, we're going to share some useful information through which you must be able to understand about ups and downs related to US economy. The video contains a lot of very interesting facts and information as well, so sit back, eat, drink, and enjoy the video. Let's dive into it. An additional 35 million individuals have fallen into poverty, and there are now blocks of dire poverty in every corner of America, and that number is rising. 1 in 4 people living below the poverty line don't know where their next meal will come from, and 1 in 5 citizens lack any form of medical health coverage. In our society, 2.5 million men of prime working age are not working at all, and the worst thing is they don't seem to even want to work. A third of American children live in families with income below 150% the official poverty line, and these children account for 45% of America's poor. A record level with nothing showing signs of decreasing anytime soon. That means 1/3 of all American children under 18 are considered poor, and which has skyrocketed by 15% since 2000. The US economy has reached a point where it is about 70% larger than the economies of Europe and Japan combined, according to IMF 2010 estimates. Despite this lead in gross domestic product, the United States is not considered by most to be the leader in productivity growth, as ranked by IMF 2011. The United States ranks 6 out of 16 advanced countries surveyed, identifying as a strong post-World War II legacy of deep-seated social and technological changes, with an average annual labor productivity growth rate of just 1.3% between 1995 and 2010, a rate only slightly higher than that achieved by Italy, 1.1%, France, 0.9%, or Canada, 0.6% over the same period. In today's increasingly global competitive economy, high enough productivity jobs are needed to avoid relatively long periods without interruption from recession, even though recovery from recessions may be shorter and stronger than what was seen in previous cycles. The economy is in a sad state. It has been blundering around for years now, and nothing seems to be improving. There are huge amounts of consequences that come with having an economy in turmoil, as we have seen with the recessions that have been happening periodically over time. The US Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that only 54.7% of Americans were employed during the first quarter of 2018, and those very satisfied with their lives has declined from 9% to 8%. The median annual salary for the class of 2017 is the same as it was for those graduated in 1968, $59,000. The surprising state of the armed forces reflects a paradox in today's military. Recruitment rates have never been higher, but so few families want to join that only 1 out of 7 military personnel come from a recruiting electricity background. The United States economy is in a blundered state. 8 very surprising facts about the current state of the economy may help to explain why. Number 1. The US economy is now the same size as it was in 2000. In terms of output, we have made no progress in 17 years. Number 2. The labor market has not recovered from the Great Recession. The employment to population ratio for prime age workers, those aged 25 to 54, is still about 4 percentage points below its pre-recession level. Number 3. Business investments has been declining since 2015. Investment represents about 11% of GDP, and its decline is a reason why GDP growth has been so sluggish in recent years. Number 4. Productivity growth has been weak for more than a decade. Output per hour worked grew by just 1.2% per year between 2007 and 2016, well below its long-run average of 2.2% per year. Number 5. Median household income is lower than it was in 2000, after adjusting for inflation. Real median income was $59,039 in 2016, compared to $60,857 in 2000, a decline of 2.4% over 16 years. So even though the economy has technically recovered from the Great Recession, things aren't really getting better for American families. Number 6. Interest rates are at historically low levels. The Federal. In recent years, the US economy has been in a state of flux. Economic growth has been sluggish, and there have been a number of high-profile blunders that have called into question the country's status as an economic superpower. Here are 8 very surprising facts about the current state of the US economy. 1. The unemployment rate is still relatively high, despite recent improvements. In September 2017, the unemployment rate stood at 4.2%, which is down from its peak of 10% in October 2009, but still higher than the pre-recession rate of 4.6%. 2. GDP growth has been relatively weak in recent years. In 2016, GDP growth was just 1.6%, and it is expected to be only slightly better in 2017, 2%. This is well below the long-term average growth rate of 3%. 3. The federal deficit is once again on the rise, reaching $666 billion in fiscal year 2017, which ends on September 30th. This is up from $585 billion in 2016 and $439 billion in 2015. 4. Business investment has been declining since 2015, according to data from the Bureau of Economic Analysis. This is a worrying trend, as business investment is a key driver of economic growth. 5. Household incomes have stagnated in recent years, despite some improvements in 2016. In inflation-adjusted terms, median income was $59,039 in 2016. There are 8 very surprising facts about the blundered state of the US economy. The US economy is the largest in the world, but it is also the most indebted. The country's debt-to-GDP ratio is now above 100%, meaning that the country owes more than it produces. This is a dangerous situation, and it's only getting worse. The national debt is currently over $20 trillion, and is growing at an alarming rate. Interest payments on this debt are already consuming a large portion of the federal budget, and they're only going to get bigger. If something isn't done to get this situation under control, it could eventually lead to a financial collapse. Here are other disturbing facts about the state of the US economy. 1. Nearly half of all Americans live in poverty or near poverty conditions. 2. Income equality is at historically high levels, with the top 1% of earners taking home more than 20% of all income. 3. Inflation is starting to accelerate, as wages are not keeping up with rising prices for housing, healthcare, and other essentials. 4. The labor force participation rate is near a 40-year low, as millions of Americans have given up on finding a job. 5. Economic growth has been sluggish for years, averaging just 2% annually since 2010. 6. Federal spending is out of control. Did you know that the United States has the largest economy in the world? Yet despite this fact, the country's economy is in a blundered state. Here are 8 another very surprising facts about the current state of the US economy. 1. The unemployment rate is currently at a 7-year high. 2. More people are on food stamps than ever before. 3. Nearly 1 in 4 American households have zero or negative net worth. 4. Median household income is lower than it was in 1999. 5. Home ownership rates are at a 50-year low. 6. Student loan debt is more than $18 trillion and growing every day. 8. The number of Americans living in poverty is around 46 million. That's nearly 1 in 5 people. So, that is all the time we had today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, and do hit the bell icon to remain updated about all our future videos. See you all next time.